I had one of those moments where almost like the frying pan of life leapt out of the drawer and slapped me round the face. Dong! And made me go, whoa, wake up, kid. There's something you've forgotten about that's really important. And that is paradox. A paradox is when two things that seem to contradict each other are both actually true at the same time. Think of it like this. Parenting is loving a child so fiercely that you do anything for them while knowing that they'll eventually walk away from you. I'm very close to that time, I think, where they walk away from me. Things like marriage, committing fully while letting the other person fully be themselves. Friendship, celebrating someone's victories, maybe, while holding them in their grief. Two things that can exist at the same time, except it's really hard to do and let these paradoxes exist. It's so easy when something happens and those two things appear at once, or you know that you need to be strong with something on the left side, for example, but you are really comfortable with the thing on the right side, as in just as a way of separating them left and right, that it's easy to lean on the things that you're really comfortable with and very difficult to hold on to move into the space that is uncomfortable, because the reality is that paradox requires discomfort for it to work. The reason this has come about is I'm reading Brené Brown's new book, and I've not read or looked at any of her work for a while. Brené Brown, shame researcher, expert in vulnerability, talks about leadership in this way around how to be vulnerable in leadership. And her new book, Strong Ground, is reminding me and reawakening some of the stuff that I've really loved about her work over the years. And paradox is something I'd forgotten about. That's where the frying pan came up and went, dong. Remember paradox? And really, the work of Father Richard Rohr is where she gets it from. He says that the history of spirituality tells us that we must learn to accept paradoxes, or we will never love anything or see it correctly. In fact, we must even learn to love paradox, or we will never be wise, forgiving, or possessing the patience of good relationships. Are you struggling with something right now? Is something really rubbing you up the wrong way? Maybe it's because you're in a paradox. You know, to really love someone, we have to be vulnerable and strong. We have to give fully and hold on to ourselves. So learning to love paradox is really learning to say, I can hold the joy and the sorrow. I can be strong and soft all at the same time. Because what happens when you can do both of those things and you can hold that discomfort is that something more beautiful appears. Something more learned, wise, understanding appears. I'd forgotten about this entirely. It's such a great lesson, right? But really the best way to look at that lesson is that the paradox of sunshine and rain, when held together at the same time, breeds a rainbow, something more special. In this time where, as humans, we're encouraged to polarize our opinions, in this time where it's almost easy, convenient to choose loneliness or inactivity or waiting till tomorrow to deal with that problem, this idea of paradox is the only way through. So today, I know it's quite a big concept, but in your day-to-day, it's really about, and this is how it appears for me, it's really about knowing that that discomfort is okay and it's supposed to be there, because what you're likely to be experiencing is the two opposing things can be true at once. And if you sit in that discomfort of that opposition and you work through it, and you allow it in, and you listen, and you understand, then the only thing that you can create is a big, great, big, giant rainbow. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Everyday Positivity for you. I'm reading this book, right? This is going to come up from time to time. If you want to find it, called Strong Ground, Brené Brown. I love it already. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And remember, you have 100% got this.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
Where would breakfast be without bacon? And why even have pizza without the spice of pepperoni or the flavor of sausage? It's pork that brings the flavor every time. So see your chops, bake tenderloin, and taste what pork can do. This message was brought to you by America's Pig Farmers.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
With McValue at McDonald's, get any size pumpkin spice iced coffee for just 99 cents until 11 a.m. And try our pumpkin and cream pie. They're spiced and priced so very nice. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.